Hello, my friends. This is Dwight from Ford's Glory 700. Just wanted to do a quick video regarding an observation that I've noted on my job for some time. I work in the public sector, and my specific job description is that I am an operator of a public transportation vehicle in the province of Ontario. Now, we have a service that allows individuals who are traveling by themselves to get off in between designated stops for personal safety reasons. The situation that I have now, and I've had it before in the past, is I'll have two or three women who are traveling together who request to get off in between stops. And I've accommodated them on numerous occasions, and I've explained to them that the service is specifically for individuals who are actually traveling by themselves, and that if you're traveling in groups, the service does not pertain to you. So I've allowed them off on, as I said before, a number of occasions, and they continue to do the same. So on this one occasion, I decided, you know what? Clearly, they're not respecting what I have to say to them regarding how the service actually works. And so I'm going to stop short of the actual location that they would normally request to get off at. And so I did that, and I explained myself to them once again. And I basically let them know that, look, you're abusing the service. The service is not intended for individuals to get off in between stops as a group. It's intended specifically for individuals traveling by themselves that have concerns for their personal safety. If you're traveling in a group, there's a less of a likelihood that something will occur to you because you're in a group. If you're traveling by yourself, common sense says that, yeah, there's a greater likelihood that you could be a victim of some type of abuse. And so I've explained myself to them repeatedly. So they got off the bus, and of course, one of the ladies threatened to report me to management and so forth. And I told her, well, that's your right. This is Canada. You're allowed to do that. And so that was on my Friday, as it were, my work day Friday. And then on Monday, they were on my bus again, and the same scenario presented itself. But instead of them being two, there was three of them this time. And the young lady who speaks English very well, the other two don't speak English as well, but I think they understand well enough to know what I was saying. And I explained myself to her, and I said, look, this is how the service actually works. And then she responded by saying, well, all the other operators have let us off at this particular location. And I said, that may very well be the case, but that is not how the service actually works. And I'm explaining myself to you now so that you understand this is exactly how the service actually works. And so she wasn't happy with my response. And then again, one of the three ladies pulled out her iPhone or recorder and started taking pictures of me in the bus and so forth. And I was like, okay, that's fine. You have a right to do that. But I'm simply following the protocol of what's set forth by the company. And the thing that gets me, and really the purpose of this video, is the whole idea is that people have this sense of entitlement. People feel they're entitled to things that they're actually not entitled to. And as I said to you before, this service is specifically for individuals who are traveling by themselves, who have concerns for their safety. These women are not making the request because they have concerns for their personal safety. They're making the request as a group because it's more convenient for them to get off at this particular location versus the designated stops that have been established by the company that I work for in the province of Ontario. So I know they're going to report me, and I know there's a good probability I'm going to get called in by management for simply doing my job, which is nonsensical. But for the company that I work for, you tend to get in trouble for doing exactly what your job states versus doing otherwise. And so I just find this to be so frustrating at times because it's happened to me on numerous occasions dealing with the public. And when you're dealing with the public, people are people, and they're going to conduct themselves according to their nature. And sometimes that's good, and sometimes that's not so good. And as a public transportation operator, I have to deal with those types of behaviors. And I always find it interesting when you're attempting to educate people about how the service actually works, that then you become enemy number one. And despite the fact that I'm making my petition as it relates to how the service actually works. And I don't know, we're living in a day and age where adults who should conduct themselves as such, that when they hear things from someone who's in a position of authority regarding a particular service or product, and they're not happy about it, instead of just being respectful and saying, well, okay, this person's doing their job. I may not agree with what they're doing. I may not even like it, but I'm going to be respectful enough to say they're doing their job. And with these women, they're not respecting me at all. They're being completely rebellious. They're talking back. They're threatening to have me fired from my job simply because I'm doing my job. I don't know if any of you that are watching this video have ever encountered things of that nature. I'm sure you have, because we're all guilty of doing something of that sort in the past, where someone says something and they're going by the protocol or by the rules of the particular organization or institution that they're working for, and we don't like it. And I've done that before. And when I've done it, I've been wrong also. And anyone else that does that is also wrong. You can always escalate and say, look, I hear what you're saying. Can I escalate this further? What have you? But in the meantime, you simply comply. You comply with the directives of the individual who happened to be the authority figure in that situation. And then you escalate the situation to management or to someone else that you may believe might hear you out or might be able to explain the situation to you better. But I'm telling you, we're living in a day and age where everyone just feels entitled for things that they're not entitled for. And it's just really tragic, in my opinion, when you see this sort of thing. You know what? Share with me your thoughts regarding issues you've had if you work in the public sector with the public. Anyways, I gotta go. This is Dwight from For His Glory. You have a great day. Goodbye.